Oh, hey guys. Just kind of sweeping up the bedroom a little bit. Kind of sweeping off the fans and the roof and stuff. I had to bring the broom out today because we swept!
Jesus Christ.
Come on! Give me that! Recapping yesterday. Bring out the broom! Finally! We've had an absolutely horrible month. And yesterday we finally cashed on a perfect 3-slip. Thank you. Perfect 3-0 yesterday. Our lock of the day, John Morant goes over on his assist. He needed 10. He finished with 11. D'Angelo Russell ended up having the bad night that we needed. He went under on his 16.5 points. And Desmond Bane, it was close. It was scary. Finishes and ends up getting 23 to close out the night for our perfect 3-slip to cash. Felt good. Felt really good, especially with how the month we've had. But it was yesterday. So now we got to go on to the new day. Big victory for us, but now we got to go on to the next day. And that means the next day is today. And there's no NBA games today. 0 NBA games on today. So that means I guess that's going to wrap up today's video. And yeah, I guess I just wanted to come on here real quick and just recap. Just kidding! Just kidding! For the first time in channel history, and I don't even think anybody on the entire platform of YouTube has even done this yet. I am going to be doing USFL player props today. If you guys did not even know, there's a USFL happening in the world right now in America. There's, I believe, 12 teams, if I'm not mistaken. Just a handful of teams, and it's basically just like the Canadian Football League and like the XFL and stuff from last year, or from before COVID. They've refired up this United States Football League. Just a handful of older college guys that aren't making the NFL cut. If you guys have been following along with my channel, I chose the New Orleans Breakers a long time ago, right when they first announced it, because I knew I was going to be down in the New Orleans area. So I wanted to make them my home team a little bit, my number one team, and they've actually been the best team in the entire USFL. They're number one ranked in the USFL right now. They have the best offense in the league, probably the best quarterback in the league. Really talented offense. But they're playing really well, so I'm going to come at you guys with a perfect 5-slip today of USFL player props. So let's get into it. Let's get it. Also, if you guys are new to Underdog Fantasy, and also as far as I know, I think I could be completely wrong. You guys should let me know in the comments if I'm wrong. I think Underdog is the only player prop app doing USFL player props. I don't think anything else out there is doing that. So if you guys do really want to try to bet on this USFL stuff today, make sure you sign up with code TAKEMYSHOT. When you guys sign up, I have a link down in the description as well. That takes you right to the app store where you can download it and stuff like that. If you guys are new and you do end up signing and you use this code, it helps me out a lot. It helps me out big time, as well as it helps you guys out, because when you guys do your first the first deposit, if you guys do save $50 or something, you'll actually get another $50 for free, another $50 that are risk-free on your bet. So if you guys do want to join the Underdog family, and you guys want to do that, make sure you use code TAKEMYSHOT. It helps me out so much. Now let's get to the bets today. All right, baby, coming up with the lock of the day. Let's get it. Our lock of the day of John Morant yesterday cashed for us. Today we're going to be taking the New Orleans Breakers starting quarterback. Give me Kyle Slaughter, baby. His line is set at 207.5. He is averaging 208 yards per game on the year. I think there's better plays I have today, but I'm going to go with Kyle Slaughter. Okay, I like him a lot. This guy's a solid quarterback. Yeah, last week he absolutely tore up the Tampa Bay Bandits. Had himself a big game. Not the greatest game week 1, but that's expected, right? It was the first week of a whole new league. They were having their inaugural kickoff and everything like that. Last week, he had 39 pass attempts, and he threw 266 yards last week. Really liking him today again. Today, they take on a 2-0 undefeated Birmingham team. Both these teams are in the same division. They're both in the South. The Birmingham Stallions. They're both undefeated. Like I just said, both in the same division. This game is at 7 o'clock Central Time tonight. These are two explosive offenses, so I'm anticipating there to be a lot of offense both on the ground and through the air between these two teams. So I like Kyle Slaughter today as our lock of the day over 207.5. Let's get it. Next up, give me the New Orleans Breakers running back. Give me Jordan Ellis. His line is set at 62.5. Today we're going to go over on his rushing yards. He is averaging on the season 76.5 yards per game. That's a solid more than 10 plus yards over his set line. So I'm liking the chances for him to do that today. Also, in his last two first games for him to start the season, he's had 39 carries. So he's getting nearly 20 touches a game for Jordan Ellis. That's the most by any running back so far in the league this year in the USFL. So I like Jordan Ellis simply just because he's getting so many touches. You have to think he'll eventually break one of those free, or just him consistently getting 3 yards, 4 yards, 5 yards, 7 yards, 8 yards, he's gonna get up to that 62 total. So I like Jordan Ellis today over 62.5 today. Lock that one in for Jordan Ellis. Next up, give me Osirus Mitchell, the Birmingham Stallions star wide receiver. He's second in the league in receiving behind Pittsburgh's B. Gaither. Osirus is a monster. His line is set at 45.5 yards, and he's averaging 72 through the first 2 games of the season. He's obviously Birmingham's #1 option. He's also had 14 targets through those first 2 games, so giving about 7 targets a game, which is pretty solid for a wide receiver in the USFL. So I'm liking Osirus Mitchell today over 70 or over 45.5 yards today. He's averaging 72 on the season. So lock that one in there for Osirus Mitchell. Next up, give me our lone under of the day. Give me CJ Marble under 46.5 rushing yards today. The New Orleans Breakers front defensive line and those linebackers that they have are elite. So far the pass rush and the interior guys for this New Orleans Breakers defense have been phenomenal. They haven't allowed anyone over this total. Really, they haven't really. In week 1, when they took on the Philadelphia Stars, their running back had 52 yards, but he broke like a 30-yard carry late. He was only getting like 2 yards a pop through most of that game, and he broke a big one late. So I'm going to count it and say that they really held him, because right at the end of the game, he just kind of broke a big one there for a late score. But even last week when they took on Tampa Bay's running back on 14 carries, only 39 yards for him. That front 7 for this New Orleans defense was really solid. It's been really solid in the first 2 weeks. So hopefully today this pass-heavy offense of Birmingham continues to do that, and they don't hand it off to CJ Marble as much, and he gets locked up today. So I like CJ Marble under 46.5 rush yards today. And our last pick today, give me Mark Thompson, the Houston Gamblers star running back. He leads the USFL through 2 weeks in rushing yards. His line is set at 58.5 today, or his line is set at 58.5 today. He leads the league in rushing with 81 yards per game. Last week, this week, the Houston Gamblers are taking on Tampa Bay. Last week, when the New Orleans Breakers took on Tampa Bay, our running back Jordan Ellis had 64 yards. He's the league's leading rusher. He's averaging 81 a pop. And hopefully, his line is set at 58. So if Jordan Ellis was able to get up in that 60 range, hopefully the league's leading rusher, Mark Thompson, can have 58.5 today at the least. So I'm liking Mark Thompson's again here to go over 58.5 versus this not so great Tampa Bay front 7 to stopping the run. So I like Mark Thompson of the Houston Gamblers over 58.5 today. All right, guys, that means it's going to lead us to our perfect 3 and 5 slip. Sorry if there's a lot of me saying hopefully or I wish or, that kind of stuff today. This was really difficult this morning. I took almost 2 hours this morning for me to just really get a lot of stats put up for this video. I don't know why, but they're like hiding this USFL stats thing. I don't know why. It took me literally forever to just get you can't even just look up how is the Houston Gamblers team defense? How much yards are they giving up rushing? I had to go into each team's individual schedules and look at scores and look at box scores. It's really hard for me to kind of pull together some stats here. So I am kind of going on a limb. Also, it is a semi-professional football league. Anything can happen with these guys because they're not really NFL caliber players, right? So just kind of going off of what I've seen because I've been watching the New Orleans Breakers games and a couple of other teams. So just kind of going off of what I've seen, just going off of who are the best players in the league so far to start the season, stuff like that. So sorry if there's a lot of I hope or I wish or I'm, that kind of stuff, but it is what it is. All right, so our perfect 3 slip of the day today is going to be our lock of the day of Kyle Slaughter over 207 yards passing today. Then give me Mark Thompson over 58.5, the Houston Gamblers running back. Then give me Osirus Mitchell, Birmingham's star wide receiver over 45.5 today to round out our perfect 3 slip. And that will make our perfect 3-5 slip the same as our 3 slip of Kyle Slaughter over 207 yards, Osirus Mitchell over 45.5 yards, Mark Thompson over 58.5 rushing yards. Then we're going to add CJ Marble's under 46.5 rushing yards and give me Jordan Ellis's over 68.5 rushing yards today to lock out our perfect 5 slip. All right, guys, that's going to wrap up today's video. Super excited to do this USFL thing. Like I said, I don't think when I looked across the YouTube platform, I didn't see anybody else doing USFL stuff anywhere. So this is going to be possibly the first ever USFL player prop video on YouTube. Super excited to do this. I wanted to do it the last 2 weeks. I just kind of, obviously the NBA's been getting a little bit more attention as you would expect. But I'm super excited to get this thing started. The New Orleans Breakers have been a pretty great start off to the season. They're kind of my team since I'm now down here down in the South. But hopefully, even though I don't have a lot to go off of as far as stats go, I feel like I've got a handful of picks that are pretty solid today. So take it with a grain of salt if you want to today. If you want to sit back and just kind of see how it goes, you can always just do that. Sometimes the best bet is no bet, but I just want to have fun with it today and just kind of see what we can do. But with that being said, I'll catch you guys tomorrow. Peace.